Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here. I am glad to be here. Imagine with me that your brain is like a big flower pot. And in this flower pot is the richest soil of the world. I mean, the most rich-filled nutrients of the world. And you take two seeds. You take one seed, which is a poisonous seed, a tansy seed, and you stick it in the soil. You take another seed, which is a rich fruit-bearing seed, say an apple tree or a wheat seed, and you stick it in the soil. Now, does the soil care what seeds you put into it? Or does it take the nutrients that it has there and serves them both equally well? Let's compare that to the human brain. Experts tell us that over 90% of the human brain, over 90% of what happens in the brain happens below the conscious level. In other words, somewhere between 83 and 95%, I've seen many different estimates of this, of our brain cells are located in our subconscious mind. Now, how many hours a day does our subconscious mind work? That's right, 24/7. It works 24 hours a day. If it didn't, we wouldn't breathe, we wouldn't be alive. So that subconscious mind then goes to work with what? The nutrients that we give it. Does it make any decisions on its own? No. What does it do? It lives, breathes, it's there every second of the day to make sure that it serves us. So think of it this way, that our subconscious mind is the garden and our conscious mind is the gardener. And the gardener determines what seeds we put into that subconscious mind. Now, when we go through each day saying, I need to, I got to, I have to, that becomes the seed that the subconscious mind begins to go to work on. So if I say, I need to be healthier, I need to work out, then what the subconscious mind hears is that you don't work out very often, you're not healthy, and it'll continue to show you all the ways that you're not healthy. Because why? It wants to support you always, always. And so it's always looking for, how can I support you? So if I say I need to strengthen the relationship with my spouse, it's going to show you all the ways that you need to strengthen your relationship with your spouse. You will start interpreting things based upon that in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is responsible for the majority of your perceptions. So when I hear my spouse say something, or when you hear your spouse say something, you'll take it and see, this is why you need to strengthen the relationship. Or she doesn't get up with you in the morning when you want her to, or whatever it may be, your perceptions are being driven by that subconscious mind, which ultimately affects what? Our behavior. Our behavior. And the one thing that we have control over, I know that Viktor Frankl in his great book, Man's Search for Meaning, said that the last of human the greatest of human gifts, if you will, is our ability to choose our attitude in any given circumstances. He said our greatest freedom, and here we are, the week of freedom, the 4th of July week, our greatest freedom. And he said our last freedom is the ability to choose. Now, he was somebody that went to Auschwitz and lost everything. But he said the one freedom they can't take from me is my ability to choose. Well, to make the right decisions, to choose the right decisions, it comes from your subconscious mind, and that gardener has to give it good seeds. And I'm here to tell you that the subconscious mind cannot ignore a question. We call that an empowering question. And every night I write down an empowering question to sleep on, and every morning I write an empowering question to act upon. But I just leave it with the subconscious mind. I just let it go. We're going to make a shift now in our Meaningful Mondays. We've been doing this for over 3 years now. And the shift is going to be, how can we make sure that the arrows point out? Imagine a world that if we got up in the morning with empowering questions centered in gratitude, and we deposited it with our subconscious mind, and in fact it's true, that becomes the seeds that gets nourished by our subconscious mind, by what we see and by what we hear. Imagine the world changing. So I'm going to start sharing with you an empowering question. And my prediction is, if we write the same empowering question down every morning, rewrite it every morning, and say it out loud every morning, and then leave the seed in the soil, and see what happens. My prediction is that change will happen. And the more of us that we can get to do this, the better. So our very first empowering question, my favorite empowering question is, can I be the answer to someone's prayer today? You can change that to be, how can I be the answer to someone's prayer today? If that feels better to you, but I like just the simple version, can I be the answer to someone's prayer today? Write it out. Say it 3 times. Look at it in the morning, look at it in the evening, and let it go. Don't try to answer it with your conscious mind. Just put the seed in and let the subconscious mind go to work. Won't it be interesting to see what happens? I'm looking forward to this. You're going to see a format change for us in terms of Meaningful Mondays. It's going to start to happen over the next several weeks. We are going to become a proactive force. We can together make a difference on this planet. Who said we couldn't? I look forward to meeting with you next week. Have a great, wonderful week. Would you be willing to not only do this, but share this with others? Let's see if we can't get a movement going. Join me. I invite you to join me. Let's see if we can't get a movement going here about how we can use the power of the subconscious mind to make a difference. I'll talk to you next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.